All right, Shalom. It's like, but first and foremost, I'd like to begin by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. All right, so I saw this this image on I was on Instagram, right, and then you know it goes into we'll read it. It says Homeland Security shares anti-native propaganda, a heritage to be proud of, man. Right? So this is, you know, Department of Homeland Security, right? It says a heritage to be proud of, a homeland worth defending. American Progress, John Gast, right? So the White House shared it, you know. So this is the you know the leaders of this nation, right? America. Right, but as you can see, we have our fellow brethren, right, Israel, being cast off, man, being chased away. They see this as a symbol of hope, as a symbol of progress, as a symbol of, like I said, something to be proud of, right? Because we know the true Israelites are those that are Negro, Latino, Native American, right? Now, of course, not all. That's not, but you know, you just gotta make that disclaimer for those people who act, try to find anything to blame, right? But this is so I went and looked it up just to get a better image of it. So here it is, right? You got the the industrial system, the farming that they were doing. These are all Edomites, right? You see who this is, and it says a school book. I'm just not noticing that. It's talking about the school book. Because what? They rewrote history. They rewrote history to accommodate whatever they wanted it to be. They rewrote history to say whatever they wanted it to say. Right? They did whatever they felt. Right? And this can also represent what? Them being that come on. Them being that whore, you know, that deceived the nations. That dragon, got the school book deceiving, right? You see just this big blonde headed Edomite woman, right? It's trying to depict that they're coming from some type of you know bright skies, whatever, and you know the brothers were living in darkness. But in reality, they came over here to live happily, to come to a land that nobody knew. They wanted to depart, you know. And in history you can see that they still kept some of the customs, right? They still wore fringes, so on and so forth. Even the elders have recently gone into videos showing that they have traces of building things for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now the name that they used might have been different, right? Through the but that's through the years, that's through history, man. um but we'll read this. This is Revelation 19 and 2. It says, "For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand." Man, that great whore, they corrupted the earth. Esau Edom corrupted the earth. You know, Esau Edom deceived the nations. And did I grab that? I don't think I did. Um, that is Salakia. I think that's Revelation. That's not. It's not matter of fact, we'll just do it this way. Okay. Just keep it simple. I know it's in the book of Revelation. Ah, man, I spelled that wrong. Salakia. Bear with me. Which one am I looking for? I think it is in Revelation 20. Come. Revelation 28, right? It says, and shall go out and deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, and whom and Slakia, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, right? So Esau Edom went out. They're the only people that deceived the entire, they deceived the world, right? They changed the faces, they covered the faces of the judges thereof. That's Job 9:24, right? And matter of fact, let's grab this just to prove that they that's what they did, man. Um, Con. This is First Maccabees 3:48, or yeah, we'll just read 48. It says, and laid open the book of law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. That's what they do. That's why you see, um, you know, that's why you see things like this. Like, because that's what Esau Edom does. They went out to deceive, man. They take over, you know. But Yahweh Shem Shah is gonna repay them for that, right? Because when I remember learning about this in school, and they taught this like this was just some grand thing, some grand gesture, like this was a good thing, you know. And really, this is the same thing that they did in our land, in Israel, right? It's really the same thing, right? When you had, if you go into the history, you had the British who gave the land to the people that's in there now. When you go into the Rothschilds, you got to go into the history, man. The Balfour Declaration. Go read about it. So going into that, this is Ezekiel 36:5. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy I have spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea. Idumea is what? Edom, Idawam, right? It says, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. And that's what they did. They took Yahweh Shem Shah's land that he gave to Israel and appointed it for themselves, right? They they took it. They deceived. They came claiming to be the true Jews, right? But we know through prophecy that they should not be there. Why? Because Yahweh Shai is going to be the one to bring us back. And I'm gonna close it with this. In my lunch break. This is Ezekiel 37 and 21. It says, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen. That's where we are. It says, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their land. Why? Because we have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And only Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Yahweh Shai can take us back. We can't go back ourselves. They put themselves back. And if they say they didn't do it, then you let another Edomite do it. You let the British do it. They gave you that land, you know? But again, go do your history on that. I read verse 22. It says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So they shall be my people, and I will be their power, man. Who's going to be that king? Yahweh Shai, King of kings, Lords of lords. You know? And there, we're going to have the law written in our inward parts, right? We're not going to have to teach anymore. So on and so forth. This just show you the deception of Esau Edom, man. But Lord willing, that was edifying. With that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to hopefully like